Hello and welcome to Collector's Impact. I'm your host DK, and today we're going to be reviewing 58 Magic cards that I've sent into PSA for grading. This video features the raw cards. You get to see them in all their glory before they get encapsulated. So, the cards range from Alpha through Theros Beyond Death, right around there. And the objective of this submission is not necessarily to make a bunch of money. It's not about flipping. It's more about enjoying the cards for what they are and the history that they have and the sentimentalness for some of them, at least for me. Some of them are mint. Some are really good candidates for grading. Others I just wanted preserved and to be put into my collection. I don't mind having low grades. I know that that's a big thing for some people. They only want 9s and 10s. So long as I like the card, I like it to be graded or to be raw. But for this particular submission, obviously, we're talking about grading. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this trip down memory lane with these 58 cards from Magic's history. Okay, so the first card is Sylvan Paradise. As you can see, the artwork is pretty unique on this card. Definitely one of the reasons that I'm sending this one in is I'm pretty sure it'll appreciate in value because they're never going to reprint that, that's for sure. Yeah. Next card, let's see, is Army of Allah. Kind of a similar situation with that card. Due to its name and the nature of the card, highly unlikely that they'll reprint it. Let's see, next one, Urza's Power Plant. This one is mint condition. I have several pack mint Antiquities cards. I opened a few packs, oh my god, many years ago at this point, but put them right into penny sleeves and haven't touched them, so now I'm sending those in for grading. We've got Urza's Tower, of course. I only had one Urza's Tower, sadly. But it's a nice one. I think that's called the Forest Edition. We got this. I'm not even sure how you pronounce that one. El Hajiji. I don't know. Either way, it's not mint condition. You can see some whiting on the edge. But it is just an awesome card. I love Arabian Nights. It's probably my favorite expansion, just because it looks so unique. There's a Chroma Angel of Wrath from Legions. When this card came out, I mean, I just remember it very fondly. I was working at a LGS local game store, and it was a big deal. There's a Mothra's Cocoon, Japanese promo. Nothing too special, but... And then the dirt and grime that you see on the case, yeah, that's not on the card, that is on the case. These cases, for whatever reason, they get really dirty really easily. They need to work on that. Anyway, this is, let's see, Alpha Merfolk of the Pearl Trident. I have 2 of these. And these are very close to being packed mint, and for Alpha that's extremely rare. Since it's such kind of a bad, jank throwaway card, whoever opened these originally, they kept them in penny sleeves and never played with them. So I bought those a few years ago, and it's time to send them in. Here is a conversion from Alpha. It does have some whiting on the corners, but overall great condition. Any Alpha card, I just love them. I mean, it's the very first edition. They're special for that alone, but then sometimes you get some iconic pieces like this Fireball. The centering is not the best on the Fireball, you can see, but it's Fireball. Come on. Over here is Resurrection. This is a classic Dan Frazier artwork. In the original Alpha and Beta, you know, Unlimited, he loved to put these like colored swirls and stuff in the back of his cards. And just in general, I love Dan Frazier's artwork. So sending that one in as well. Let's see, next on the list, Lay Druid. I used to have a deck around this card. Pretty fun card. It just reminds me of like Gandalf the White or something from Lord of the Rings too. I mean, it's as classic Magic as you can get. Stream of Life. This one's beta. You know, the other one is beta as well. Stream of Life is just another one of those, you know, really cool, iconic, common cards from beta. It's you got Steel Artifact. This is an uncommon. Not a bad card, and not in bad condition, so why not, right? Land of War Elves from beta. This one is not mint, but it's kind of near minty. Well, maybe a little on the light played side, but still, it's an iconic card. I don't necessarily care about its grade. Just having that slabbed would be nice. Power Sink. Yeah, not my favorite card, that's for sure, but it's an uncommon from beta in near mint condition, so well worth preserving. This is the only unlimited card that I'm sending in this lot. This is Brain Geyser. This one is the worst condition card that I'm sending in the whole lot. So this one is definitely, I'm sending it for personal reasons. I've had the card since I was a little kid and just want to have it preserved in the case. Here's Desert. This one is the desert with the little dot in the artwork, and then I also have the desert without the dot in the artwork. Both pretty good condition. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Some witches, really cool artwork from Arabian Nights, pack mint, or very close to pack mint. Yeah. So this one's Primal Clay. I pulled this one myself from a Antiquities pack back in the day. And it is, this one is one of the most minty cards that I had from Antiquities. I mean, they're all pretty mint, but this one, I can't find a single flaw with it. So I'm hoping for a 10 on that. I mean, it's not a very valuable card, but in a 10, it would still be well worth owning. Another power plant. I love the bee artwork, of course. Yeah, so that's my second and only other one. And here's Urza's Mine, a little... I'm not even sure what you call that, like a diving ball, I don't know. Here's Lost Soul. This is just a common from Legends, but it's got amazing artwork, and this card is definitely pretty minty. So when it comes to like the commons and uncommons from the vintage cards, I'm trying to go for the minty sort of you know, rating. As there's a lot of these in existence theoretically, but not a lot of mint ones because sleeves just weren't that popular back in the day. Here's Halfdane. This one's not mint, but it's a reserve list, an English, like rare Legends card, so why not? What else we got? Frankenstein's Monster. They're never going to reprint that, and well, they can't. It's on the reserve list. Nameless Race. Another reserve list card from the Dark. Leviathan. This is not reserve list, at least I don't think it is, but this is pack mint, and it is just, I mean, I love that artwork. Never really understood it. I mean, what this giant thing is like flying through the sky, about to eat this this wizard cavern, you know, this wizard tavern house or whatever. It's pretty cool. Fountain of Youth. This one, I always loved this one from the Dark. I mean, it's like a, I think it's uncommon. Maybe it's common. I don't know, but way back in the day, before there were many options of cards to use, I would always have one of those in a deck, and they're just classic. Got a few revised cards in here, and these are all being graded for personal, you know, reasons. I just like these various artworks on them. They're not really worth a whole lot of money. They would be if they got a high grade, but this one in particular, I mean, this is probably going to be a PSA 8, a 9 if I'm lucky. And it's got like the really cool cityscape, you know, end of the world, Armageddon. It reminds me of Terminator 2. That's what I always think of, like the scene with Sarah Connor and the fence and the whole place blowing up, and it's just very 90s feeling. I'm pretty sure they were inspired by that. Sarah Angel from Revised. Once again, just classic, famous Magic artwork. That right there was an iconic image that was on all the marketing material from back in the day. And I actually have this one's pretty packed mint, so I'm hoping for a 9 or 10 on that. It would be really nice. Demonic Tudor, this one's not mint, but once again, just super iconic. And this was on the reserve list, and they removed it from the reserve list. But they'll never reprint that art. I highly doubt they will. I mean, I'm sure you can see why if the camera would focus. I mean, he's got like the pentagram on his head, and it's just, that's not getting reprinted anytime soon. Fast Bond, this is pack mint as well. Centering's not the best, but it looks like Merlin or someone, Merlin, Gandalf, whatever, just up on the hill doing their thing, trying to pull a Moses and split the sea. I don't know, but it's I just really like it. And this one, Mana Vault. This is from 5th edition, and this is, I pulled this from a booster pack, or actually a tournament pack about 2 years ago, and just sleeved it, put it away. So that is pack mint. It's, the borders are crisp and white, and it's just, I'm hoping for a 10 on that. City of Solitude, I used to run this in my main deck back when I was in competitive play and in Vintage, so it's sentimental to me for that reason. I'd be happy with a PSA 8 on that card, to be honest, but it's a reserve list from Visions, and it's really cool. Next card is Grove of the Burn Willows from Future Sight. Another one of the cards that I'm getting graded just because I love that artwork. I could just stare at that forever. It's it's beautiful. Yeah, I have 2 of them. I think they're pretty near pack mint, so hoping to get some 9s or 10s out of those as well. Next is Temple Garden. This is the only of the Shock dual lands that I'm sending in. Another one of those, like Rob Alexander, who did a lot of the art on the original dual lands, did some art for the Ravnica dual lands, and this is my favorite one that he did for the Ravnica dual lands. Any sort of art that captivates me in particular, I guess. Like, I love the lands. You can see a theme here. I'm trying to get them graded and added to my collection. Next is Platinum Angel. This one, by today's standards, isn't that good, but when this card first came out in 2003, I just remember it was like a jaw-dropping kind of card. Everybody was like, oh my god, you can't lose the game kind of thing. It's the first one that I'm aware of where you can't lose the game. I mean, they had cards before where you could win the game instantly, but this one was kind of a game changer. People would try to make it indestructible and all this stuff, and I still view it as an awesome card to this day, even though it's easy to destroy. I mean, what the heck, it's awesome. Next, I got these like Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic cards. You can barely see. That was the big complaint of these. This is the Scorpion God. I mean, it's so dark you can barely see that artwork. I got 2 of those. And I've got, this one is, what is this one called? Bantu the Glorified. And, I've always been a huge fan of Egypt. And this just really does a good job of looking as Egyptian as possible, like that little Anubis and the Great Pyramid, and I don't know, I love that artwork. That's my favorite of all of the Amonkhet invocations by far. Now I've got 2 of those. You see this giant scratch on the case. That's not on the card, it's on the case. Kind of hard to tell condition through these cases for that reason. This one is Capsize. Another Amonkhet invocation, and we've got Avatar of Woe, a reprint from Prophecy, I believe, as an invocation. I can't even see it. It's something the True. Yeah, another invocation. What's this one? This one's like the green God card. I mean, look at that art. I like those cards, and I don't like them, but I chose the ones that I like the most, of course, to get slabbed and preserved. I mean, they're pretty rare, and assuming that they don't reprint them, which you never know these days with Wizards, you know, they could be worth a good amount in the future. Who knows? Lotus Bloom, this is the foil pre-release promo from 2006. The art is by Christopher Rush. Same artist who drew the actual original Black Lotus. Yeah, he's passed away now, so never get another chance to have another Chris Rush Lotus card, so I want to get that one slabbed. Here is Memory Jar. This one, it's a reserveless card that was reprinted as a promo card from the Vault era, which got a bunch of backlash, and they're not going to do that anymore. And, well, modern Wizards might. Who really knows? Necropotence. This was printed in 2001 in the John Finkel versus Richard Garfield Deckmaster like lunchbox set. Unfortunately, I don't have the lunchbox thing anymore, but I did keep the original cards. So this is my original one from almost 20 years ago, and it is in minty fresh condition. No scratches on the foil. I'm really hoping for a 10 on that. It would be great, because I love Necropotence. I used to main deck that all the time. Not that particular version, but the Ice Age one. This is Gilded Lotus, the original from Mirrodin foil. I bought this at a pre-release back in 2003. I paid $30 cash from another person there. Thought it was such a good deal, but I think this card is worth about 30 bucks today, so no appreciation over almost 20 years. But look at that art. I mean, that art is some of my favorite in Mirrodin. Here's Cheaty Face. This one's good when you're just playing with your friends for fun in a cube or whatever format you want to use silver border cards. You slide him out onto the field. If you can get him out onto the field without anyone noticing and he stays out for a turn, then he's yours. Not bad for a 2/2 flyer that you can just put out in there. So we had a lot of fun with that. This one's a newer card, Animal Sanctuary from M21. Card isn't worth very much at all, but I'm just a personal fan of that artwork. I really like all the different little pairs of like Noah's Ark little animals in their sanctuary. Pretty cool, unique card. And this is kind of similar in terms of it's newer, Theros Beyond Death. Not the most popular set, and not the most popular lands, but I just love that artwork, the extended foil art, the Temple of Plenty. I just love it. And the last one is the Temple of Enlightenment, and it's kind of similar. Those are my two favorite temple artworks, so I'm getting them slabbed and graded for display. And that sums up my Magic card submission there. All in all, not a bad lot. I did have a lot of other Magic cards, but unfortunately, you know, I already sent them in. I didn't realize they were going to do a sale like this, so I sent in a bunch, and I actually got one back yesterday in the mail. This is October. This is the first week of October, by the way, 2020. So this one's the one that I got back in the mail yesterday. It's a Mox Emerald, of course, Power 9. Came back as a 5, which I'm happy with. I mean, it's old, it's used, it's a played card, but I wanted to have it preserved because I just don't trust myself with the cards anymore. I don't want to bend any corner or anything like that on a card that's worth this much, so here it is, slabbed and preserved. Yeah, I have a few other cards that'll be coming back, and I'm sure that I'll make some videos when they come back in, some dual lands and things like that. And I sent off a bunch of Pokemon cards, and I'm going to send some sports cards, so I'll probably make some videos for those as well. And definitely make some videos when they return, as we all love PSA return type videos. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you liked this little trip down memory lane with these Magic cards, and hopefully I'll see you again in the future. Take care.